Well, blacksmithing is a trade that goes back more than 1,000 years. This week in Made in Connecticut, we head to Brookfield, where the work of blacksmiths continues today.
Welcome to the Good Forge at the Brookfield Craft Center, where the time-honored trade of blacksmithing forges on.
Blacksmithing goes back to the time of the first metalworking that ever took place, which was copper and then later became iron. It was a vastly important trade for thousands of years.
Chris Doherty is the resident blacksmith.
This is a traditional coal forge that we installed a few years ago. And we're burning bituminous coal in here, which is the best kind for blacksmithing. Shall we start it up?
Let's start it up. The coal is brought to temperature.
And what I'm doing here is I'm cranking the blower, which is blowing air in from underneath, which will cause this to burn much hotter than it would otherwise.
So what is the temperature that you get to?
Well, we like to forge around 1,600, 2,000 degrees.
Woo.
The trade flourished through the Industrial Revolution.
The Industrial Revolution was built by blacksmiths. All those steam engines and coal forges and things were built by blacksmiths.
Blacksmithing has continued to modernize. Now there are propane forges and power hammers. But hobbyist Ted Knapp says sometimes it's better to stick with tradition, like using an anvil, which many early New Englanders secured to tree stumps for stability.
So when you hit with a hammer, it redoubles your energy coming up out of the anvil.
In the end, blacksmithing is an art and a science that Chris says even helps blow off a little steam.
Well, people like to do something with their hands rather than sitting and clicking on something on a computer all day. And it's good to get out and hit something hard with a hammer once in a while.
For Made in Connecticut, I'm Rebecca Saran.
And the Brookfield Craft Center says a grant from the state of Connecticut has allowed them to grow in their efforts to teach students and hobbyists alike.